Dillon Mitchell is only 16, but he just made high school sprinting look too slow. He crossed the line in 9.92 and turned a Texas State final into a warning shot. But the wildest part is not just the time. It is what this kid may become next. Dillon Mitchell did not need a long speech to shock the sprint world. At the UIL Class 6A state track meet, the 16-year-old sophomore from Sheldon CE, King lined up against some of the fastest high school runners in Texas. Then he exploded down the track and won the 100 meters in 9.92 seconds. The Houston defender that number jumped off the screen. Even with a strong wind behind it, 9.92 from a 16-year-old is not normal. It is not a cute high school moment. It is a warning. Texas high school sprinting is already brutal. A fast kid can look special in one state, then come to Texas and get humbled fast. Winning the biggest class in the 100 meters at 16 makes people stop and stare. Mitchell did not just win. He changed the way people talk about him. Before this, he was already a major young name. After this, he became one of the most watched teenage sprinters in America. The race was wind-aided, so it was not a legal record. But the message still landed. Dillon Mitchell can run with a kind of power that makes older athletes nervous. Some people will look at the wind reading and try to throw the whole race away. That is too simple. Yes, the plus 4.0 wind means the time cannot stand as an official legal record. That matters. Records need rules, and track cannot ignore wind. But a wind-aided 9.92 is still a serious performance. The wind helped, but it did not run the race for him. Mitchell still had to react to the gun. He still had to drive out. He still had to hold his form. He still had to beat everyone in the final. That is the difference between hype and truth. The time has an asterisk, but the win does not. He became the Class 6A 100-meter champion. He handled the biggest stage. He answered the pressure that had been sitting on him since the year before. As a freshman, Mitchell ran 10.17 at the same state meet and missed the podium. For most young runners, that would still be a huge moment. But for Mitchell, it became fuel. He came back 1 year later not just looking for a medal, but looking to control the race. The Houston defender that is what makes the 9.92 feel bigger. It was not a random fast day. It was a response. Before the outdoor state final, Mitchell had already sent a loud message indoors. At the USA Indoor Championships, he ran 6.59 seconds in the 60 meters, listed by World Athletics as the under-18 world best. That is not just fast for a high school athlete. That is world-level teenage speed. Wikipedia The Indoor 60 meters tells a lot about a sprinter. There is no room to hide. The race is almost all start, power, and drive phase. If you are late, it is over. If you stand up too early, it is over. If your steps are messy, the clock exposes you. Mitchell running 6.59 showed that his speed was not only about wind or outdoor conditions. It showed that he has real first-half power. That matters because young sprinters often have one strong piece and one weak piece. Some are great starters but cannot finish. Some close well but get buried early. Mitchell's indoor form showed a dangerous base. He can get moving fast, and he can do it under real pressure. That is why his outdoor races became even more exciting. The sprint world started wondering how low he could go when the race, wind, and timing all lined up. Then came the 9.88 all conditions run. Then came the state title. By spring, Mitchell was no longer just a future name. He was a right-now problem. Mitchell is not only a track athlete, he is also a football weapon. He produced nearly 1,800 all-purpose yards and helped the team jump from a 5-5 season to a 13-3 run. That matters because his speed is not just track speed on paper. It shows up when defenders are chasing him too. Watch. Dillon Mitchell wins 100m gold medal with blazing 9.92 football gives his sprint story another layer. A 100-meter runner needs clean mechanics, patience, and speed. A football player needs toughness, quick cuts, balance, and the ability to handle contact. Mitchell's mix makes him different. He is not built only for one lane on one track. He is a game breaker in two sports, but that also creates a future question. Track fans want to know how fast he can become if he fully commits to sprinting. Football fans want to know what that speed becomes on Saturdays and maybe Sundays. College programs will see both sides. A player who can change a game with one touch and also run near historic sprint times is rare. Still, the double path is hard. Track and football pull the body in different ways. Football has contact, weight room demands, and injury risk. Track needs sharp timing and careful speed work. Mitchell's talent is clear, but managing that talent will matter. Right now, the best thing about him is also the hardest thing. He has options. Mitchell's rise did not happen in an empty field. Texas has been full of sprint monsters. Tate Taylor set the official UIL Class 6A 100-meter record at 9.92 with legal wind in 2025. That time gave every young sprinter in Texas a new target. Mitchell saw that level up close as a freshman, and it stayed with him. That is why his 2026 win feels like part of a bigger fight. He was not just racing the men beside him. He was racing the standard that Texas had built. He was racing the memory of missing the podium. He was racing the idea that 1 year earlier, he was close but not close enough. In the 2026 final, Mitchell had to finish the job. The race did not give him a quiet path. The field was strong, and high school finals can get tight fast. Mitchell's next job is to keep proving he is not only a highlight, he has to become a pattern. This is where the story needs balance. Dillon Mitchell is special, but he is still 16. That matters. Track history is built on clean marks, legal wind, and repeat performances. If Mitchell wants to move from teenage sensation to historic sprinter, he will need to run huge legal times again and again. One windy race can start the conversation. It cannot finish it. There is also the pressure problem. Many young athletes struggle when the attention comes faster than their body and mind can grow. Mitchell also has to stay healthy. Speed at this level is violent. The body is under huge force with every step. Smart coaching, rest, and patience may matter as much as talent. We should not crown him Olympic champion today, but we cannot pretend this is normal. A 16-year-old with a 6.59 indoor 60-meter, a 9.88 all-conditions 100-meter, and a 9.92 state title is a serious warning. Now the question changes from whether he can win big to whether he can keep rising when everyone knows his name. Mitchell is the reason the bar has moved. For track, fans want to see a legal sub-10 and watch his power grow into true world-class speed. For football, coaches want to see what happens when that explosiveness touches the ball. A player like Mitchell changes field position and makes special teams feel unsafe. His 9.92 did not become an official state record, but it made people feel the future arriving early. A 16-year-old walked into the biggest high school sprint stage in Texas and left with gold. Now the sprint world waits for the legal wind and a clean runway. Dillon Mitchell has already embarrassed the stopwatch once, and the scary part is he is still learning how fast he can really be.